How's it going, everyone? Bo here from BZ Hub, wanting to show you how you can get your very own grizzly bear out in the Roosevelt Forest. A magnificent bear. I mean, this thing is sweet. It looks awesome. It's got big old claws. When you find this thing out in Roosevelt Forest, you are going to be super excited. So I'm going to show you some things that you're going to need, some things that you're going to need to do just to try out and see if it helps you in your search for a good old grizzly bear. Like and subscribe, yada yada. Let's get into it. First thing you're going to want to do is look at your loadout. Make sure that you are at least able to carry one weapon, which you can to begin with, and as well as a few items. Now, if you can carry 2 items and a weapon without a backpack, then don't worry about the backpack. But that's what I have, so I thought I'd show it off. Weapon number 1 here, we have the 85 Hunter in 338, a good old high caliber rifle to make sure that when we find our grizzly bear, we're going to be able to put a big old bullet in it and give us the best chance of bringing it down in 2 shots or less. Otherwise, we'll get fined, which isn't a very good thing. So let's make sure we have a good caliber rifle to be using on this grizzly bear. Scopes equipped. I do have a 6 zoom scope. This is the biggest you can have in Hunting Simulator 2, so make sure that you have a good scope equipped. That's what we're going to be using there. Lastly, for our equipment, we're going to go into our items. Now, there are a few things you're going to need before we go off and hunt a grizzly bear. One of them is going to be a good pair of binoculars. These are going to be the Forge binoculars 10 by 42 by Bushnell. These are the ones I'm using right now. Feel free to use any binoculars that you think look great, but these are the ones I'm using at the moment. They seem to be working just fine. Now, you can also use some scent killers and stuff like that. That could work as well. I am going to be using a predator call, which will help us if we get in range of this grizzly bear and we want to start calling it towards us. This will be a good option just to see where that bear is. The call allows us to see how far away that bear is so that we can change plans accordingly depending upon where it is. Get up on a ridge if we need to, or hide and prepare for that bear to come into us. So if you have a good rifle, you have a pair of binoculars, and you have your predator collar, make sure you go over to the store, and lastly, make sure that you have a grizzly bear license. If you don't have this license, it is going to be so defeating to get out there and find your grizzly bear and then realize that you can't even take a shot on it because you don't have the grizzly bear license. So make sure you have that. Then make your way over to the door because it's time to hunt this grizzly bear. I'm going to be hunting Roosevelt Forest in the morning. This is just something I always like to do in real life. Evening is okay too, but we're gonna go with the morning because animals will spawn in different locations depending upon morning, day, and evening. And if you're wanting to follow my advice and put my tips to the test, this is going to be what you're going to need to do. Go to Roosevelt Forest in the morning and see what we can find. All right, we're here, Roosevelt Forest. Look at this. Good old Colorado. Good old Colorado. We're going to go into the cabin here. You can see on our map, we are in the middle of the map right now in the cabin. There's tents surrounding the cabin, but this is the only cabin on the map. So we're going to go in and we're going to fast travel over to this bottom left tent here. This is where I always seem to find grizzly bears, and I just think it's a good place to start out when you first get into, Roosevelt Forest. Find this tent and then go up here. From the tent, we're moving up this hill, up this ridge, whatever you want to call it, until we get to the very tip top of this mountain. You don't have to go all the way to the tip top, but I do like to go up quite a ways so I can see over in this area, and I can see over all the way down here and this whole mountain here. I do seem to find grizzly bears over here, and I also seem to find grizzly bears over there or so it is kind of hard to see it from this spot, but we're gonna go ahead and take out our binoculars and see if we can spot a grizzly bear. Now, this may be something that happens immediately or may take a few minutes. If you're out here for 5 minutes or more and you're kind of short on time, feel free to go back to the lodge and just redo this whole process of going to the cabin and come back to this tent and see if anything else has spawned in this area. No shame about that. I understand you all have things to do. Some people have hours that they can play this game and other people have 15 minutes, depending upon how you're wanting to hunt this grizzly bear. do whatever you need to do. Wait here for a bit and see if you can find that grizzly bear, or head back to the lodge and then come back out here, do the same thing, and see if you can find a grizzly bear at that point. Oh, there's a moose. Hey, there we go. Grizzly bear. Northwest, 330 degrees. Moving in that direction. It's actually not that far away. I think we could get into range pretty quickly. You know, when you find this grizzly bear, you need to act pretty quick, because if you wait around too long, the bear's just going to keep on moving. It stops every once in a while to eat and stuff like that, but it is important as you're running, especially up in these mountains. It's so easy to lose your bear. Make sure if you find a clearing or something like that, look out. Glass out with your binoculars and try to find it again, just to make sure that you're on the same path and you don't have to change your plan, because if that bear stops, or if it continues moving, you will need to change your plan accordingly, and don't lead it so much if it's stopping. That's important to remember. And it only gets harder to see your bear as you get lower down into the mountains, so take advantage of that height while you have it. Ooh. Found a good sized moose over there. But that's not what we're hunting. We're hunting this guy. Getting further away, but the good thing is if we find a good spot and we are close enough to it, if you're within 150 yards, that grizzly bear is going to hear your predator call and start moving your direction. But it looks like we're not close enough for that to take effect, because he is still walking away. I think at this point would be a good point to tell your four-legged friend to just, maybe chill out, bro, and take a squat and just, stay there for a bit. Otherwise, he may ruin your hunting, And the moose is an interesting thing, because there are a lot of moose around here as well, and you kind of have to come to a decision. Are you going to be shooting that big monster moose, or are you going to be shooting that big grizzly bear that you've been hunting for, huh? Ooh, there we go. 150, did I say 150? So that means the grizzly bear is going to be heading our way, and we are going to need to be ready. See him right through there. Once you get that icon, you can see when it starts turning yellow, turning red. Make sure that you know what your grizzly bear is feeling, because the moment it gets red, he's going to be out of there. There we go. Goodness gracious, almost got away from me. You can see that when he was, it immediately turned red. You kind of have to act fast. And the best way to do it, especially when he's coming towards you because of the predator call, is just to dome rock him right in the skull, right into the brain, bring that bear down. Obviously, in real life, that thing would have charged you or something like that, but this bear is going to run away from us. And so, we missed that skull shot. As you saw, that first shot just sailed past him. But here we go. Our first grizzly bear looks like a young one. Doesn't look very big to me, but sometimes you gotta take what you gotta get. You don't know exactly what they are until you get up close to them. So here we go. It is an adult, so it's not exactly a young grizzly bear, but it is an adult. And that's really gonna wrap it up. We did get lucky, doing those follow-up shots. We finally got a vital shot on him, and that's perfectly fine. You have to react. It's like golf. You have to have a recovery game. If that first shot doesn't work out, make sure that you can put a good shot into him afterwards. And I hope that these tips really help you out. Go up on the tent, go up above, start searching out, find your bear, remember where it is, start moving in close, keep an eye on your bear, and use that predator call so that you can find that icon. It pops up, tells you how far away your bear is. Prepare for the bear. It's going to be coming towards you real quick. I mean, it's going to happen real quick, and before you know it, that bear's going to see you, it's going to run off, and you really need to make sure that you put some good shots into him to bring him down. And as you can see, some of my other film of this, trying to make this video, make sure you have a tag, or you might not be able to bring home your mature grizzly bear. So let's bag this guy up. Even though he's an adult and not a mature, Bjorn 3 is happy. Good deal. We're going to need to make sure we run back to a tent of some sort so that we can go back to the cabin to make sure we claim him before we head back to the lodge. Don't hit the return to lodge because it's going to give you this. Do you want to return to the lodge? Yes. Are you sure unclaimed animals in the cabin will be lost? That's going to be your grizzly bear. Don't do it. Don't do it. Go back to the tent. You don't want to lose your grizzly bear after you put forth all this effort, okay? All right, we've made it back to our tent just in time. Let's go ahead and fast travel back to the cabin here so that we can claim our grizzly bear. We're back at the cabin now, hitting the menu, claiming our animal, grizzly bear. If it's a good one you want to keep, obviously make sure you hit that keep trophy. This is only an adult, and if you've been watching my beginner series of playing Hunting Simulator 2, the maps, I show you where the tents are, I show you where my favorite spots to hunt are, as well as hunting each type of animal on the map. You know, make sure you watch that, but you probably saw that I already got a mature grizzly bear when I came to Roosevelt Forest first, so we're going to sell this guy a sweet 3,412 credits there, which we can use to buy more guns or equipment or clothing, whatever you want. But that's going to do it for that. Let's go back to the lodge so we can check out our grizzly bear once again. And here we are, our grizzly bear, a mature grizzly bear at that, up to your head. I mean, it's the back, it's as tall as you. It's amazing. It's really cool. It's one of my favorite animals in the lodge. It's just, yeah, it's a great looking bear. And I hope you get your own bear, and I hope that my tips and tricks allowed you to do so, or at least helped you out in some way. Maybe something helped you out, and I hope it came in handy. If you like hunting or fishing, I play all sorts of hunting and fishing games. If you are new to the BZ Hub channel, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Really appreciate you watching, and yeah, that's gonna do it. As always, remember everyone, we're one planet, one family, game on.